What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome once again to the Casually Hardcore Podcast. Today, no Savior, so we just have the hardcore here. Welcome. And as you can see on your screen, I made my own little crappy version of the bracket for the Mae Young Classic. That's going down tomorrow, but by the time this video goes up, probably later tonight on the WWE Network. So please go support that official release and go get yourself some WWE Network so you can watch this wonderful tournament. It's about damn time that women got something like this. When it comes to women's wrestling, pretty much the only thing people care about is the women that are in the WWE, and they need a lot more attention because they take the same risks that the gentlemen do. And yeah, there's not much more to that. Just really deserving. All of these competitors are great. I haven't seen most of them, but I have seen some of them. You're like, oh, well, why is there color combination? Well, the reason I have the verses in that purplish pink type color, whatever you want to call it, is mainly to help. It was for me to separate everything and keep everything organized. So that's why that's there. The reason some people are highlighted in yellow is because those are people that I know for a fact signed with WWE based on, Instagram, Twitter, them being in NXT previously. There is some things to mention. There are some second or third generation superstars. I can't remember exactly who. I forget, and I apologize, but there is someone in here, and once again, I apologize. I want to say it's Nicole Savoy. No, it's Rachel Evers. Who is the granddaughter of, is daughter or granddaughter? It's one of the two, of, Paul Ellering. Ellering. Bleh. My mouth is mashed potatoes right now, apparently. So yeah, these are people who, on their Twitters or on their Instagrams have WWE at the end, and you're only allowed to put WWE. It's a part of like the WWE's like owning rights. You're only allowed to do that if you're signed. So there's some interesting things showing up. First, I think I'm going to say is there is a lot of people that are signed or are under training right now. Cause you're allowed, as if you're training at the performance center, which a lot of these people haven't seen TV before, at least in the WWE, and they're training yet to debut on NXT. They haven't seen television, and they're training, so that's why they're allowed to put WWE in their thing, because they're training. But once they leave the WWE and all that crap, they had to go. Anyways, let's get into this actual tournament. There is some more interesting things to note. I think it's Renee Michelle. I'm sorry, I'm so bad on these names for most of these women just because I haven't seen them. Someone in here. No, I take that back. I think it's Candice LeRae. If I'm wrong, I apologize. One of the women in this tournament on the left side of the bracket near Reina Gonzalez and that area over there on your screen is married to, I believe, Johnny Gargano. And the only reason I say that is because in her Twitter bio it says Miss Gargano. So why would she put that if she wasn't married to Johnny Gargano? I don't know. It makes sense to me. Serena Deeb was once part of the Straight Edge Society. You remember the woman with the shaved hair? That is her. So yeah, we're getting into this. It's a match. I don't know what order they're gonna have these matches. It's gonna be, you know, really really spread out, and it's not going to follow any order, but I'm going to follow order because I like doing that. So first, you have Jazzy Gabbert from Germany and Abby Lath from the USA. Now, Abby Lath, I've seen her before, you know, as an indie wrestler in various indie promotions. She even wrestled, I think, one match on NXT as Kimberly, which was her, I believe, was her, you know, indie name, and they since changed it, as a lot of people do when they come to WWE. So, I don't know how they feel about this one, but I personally feel like because she's signed and because she's wrestled in NXT before, I feel like they are going to move Abby Lath on through, just because the fans will know who she is. I mean, not saying that people don't know who Jazzy Gabbert is. She's a massive woman. Like, good lord, I would not want to be across the ring from her because she would crush me, like actually crush me. She's a very strong woman, but I think, like I said, you know, they're gonna go with the person that's signed, and that's gonna be typically what this follows. So I'm just gonna spoil that right now. People who are signed are probably gonna go over people who aren't signed. I know that Kota Ibushi in the Cruiserweight Classic went really far, but he was in the process of negotiating a contract, and you know, he since asked for a release and left the WWE. Now he's back in New Japan, you know. So it's gonna stick with people. Rachel Evers, even though she's the daughter or granddaughter, one of the two, I told you, I can't remember what they said, but of, you know, Paul Ellering and Marty Bell, who's actually signed. Marty Bell has been featured heavily, so I would be dumb to not go with the one that they've featured heavily in their, you know, broadcast and packaging. It just makes sense. The people who have a lot of screen time are going to go through. I mean, they have talked quite a bit about Jazzy Gabbert, but, you know, like I said, going with the people who are signed. So yeah, Princessa Suhi, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce things. Versus Kaylee Ray. I know Kaylee Ray from the Indies, so once again, this might be a little biased, but once again, I think they're gonna go with the person who signed, and I don't know if Princessa Suhi is in AAA or not, but I know their contracts are very strict, and if she is signed with them or is in negotiation about to sign with them, there's no way she's going to win because she's not going to be able to be around for very long. Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. Now, Mercedes Martinez has been featured heavily, but I don't know. Xia Li has been, you know, is signed. I think this is going to be one of the few times, though, that I break the role. I think Xia Li, I don't know. I feel like Xia Li should go through because she is signed, but I guess that's just me. That is not how you spell Mercedes. Yeah. Like I said, the only reason Mercedes is going through here is because I'm sorry, I have to wrap this. Text wrapping, Alright, sorry. Live editing. I think this is going to be the one time that I break the cycle, and I think Mercedes is going to go through. Reina Gonzalez and Nicole Savoy. Now this one is tough. I don't know anything about either one of these. But once again, I'm gonna go with the one who is signed. It only makes sense to me, and then I might be getting this wrong, but the next one, Renee Michelle versus Candice LeRae, I'm gonna go with the one that's married to or dating or whatever with Johnny Gargano. So, and I'm pretty sure it's Candice LeRae. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Next we have Sarah Logan versus Mae Young. I know Mae Young a lot. She mainly from TNA, or Impact, or GFW, or whatever you want to call it, as Jade. But Sarah Logan has been getting a lot of screen time in NXT recently, so I think Sarah Logan would be going through in this case. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if they put Mae Young through. Zeta is another one who is signed. I've heard of her before. I feel like she's wrestled on NXT before, but for some reason they said she was making her debut. But there is no way in hell that they're not gonna put the NXT or the MMA fighter. Shayna Baszler is definitely going through here. There is no question about it. I think out of all of the people that aren't signed, Shayna Baszler has the biggest potential to win the whole thing, but I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't really think she's going to win the whole thing. So you have Kairi Sane versus Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard, third generation superstar, but Kairi Sane, she is the biggest. She has the most buzz about her, and WWE seems really high now more than ever on Japanese wrestlers, and rightfully so. There's no way Kairi Sane is not gonna go far. So she's gonna have. I think there's the reason she's on the side that she is, and that's because they want her to go through a lot of competition. So yeah, Sage Beckett versus Bianca Belair. I don't know about this one, but for some reason, my heart is telling me that they see a lot of value in Bianca Belair, so that's what I'm gonna go for. I don't really know what their plans are. But I think they see value in her, and I could see. I know the results are already out because people have spoiled it on YouTube and stuff, but I don't care. I'm gonna watch through it, completely blind until the live episode, because I know that they have everything down to the final four. Everything down to the final four done. So I don't like spoilers, and I hope you don't. Next, Kavita Devi versus Dakota Kai. I'm a real big fan. I don't really know her work, but I'm a real big fan of Dakota Kai, mainly because her whole thing is cosplaying Chun-Li, and I love fighting games, especially Street Fighter. So sorry, Kavita, but I'm gonna go with Dakota Kai. And Dakota Kai has had a lot of spotlight. I think they are going to push her. I think it's only a matter of time before she makes her TV TV debut in NXT. So, yeah, I really hope she makes it, because she seems like, just from like interviews that I've looked up, and you know, when they spotlighted her on the bracketology special, you know, she seems like a pretty nice person, and I want to see nice people make it far in the business. Next we have Rhea Ripley and Miranda Salinas. I don't know anything about either of those, but once again, I'm gonna go with the one that's actually signed. So, Rhea Ripley, you get to go through purely because you're signed. This next one, I'm a little iffy on. I don't know anything about Vanessa Bourne. Sarita Deeb, you know, it's possible they could do the whole, well, she's gonna pass the torch to Vanessa Bourne, but I don't think so. They're gonna go at least a little bit for you know, wow factor. And Sarita Deeb, and like, oh, heartfelt, oh, she's back, you know, kind of like the whole Brian Kendrick thing. I think she's gonna go fairly far because of that. Next, we have Santana Garrett versus Piper Niven. I know Piper as Viper from indie wrestling, but Santana Garrett. The people in NXT love her. The fans of NXT love her. So, you already know Santana Garrett's going through here. Not much more to it than that. Sorry, Viper. I still think that they think you're not ready, which is a shame. Next, we have Taynara Conti versus Lacey Evans. I don't really know anything. I know Lacey Evans, though, and Lacey Evans is literally the female John Cena, and you bet your ass they're gonna put a former Marine through into at least past the first round. So Lacey Evans is going through. Sorry, Taynara. Aisha Raymond versus Toni Storm. This one's difficult. Both are veterans, but I'm gonna go with the one that's been heavily featured, and that's Toni Storm. That's not how you spell Storm, dude. Anyways. So now we gonna jump back across. So, right now we have the, the quarterfinals. Abby Lath versus Marty Bell. Kaylee Ray versus Mercedes Martinez. Reina Gonzalez versus Candice LeRae. Sarah Logan. I didn't even realize I spelled Logan wrong. See, this is why you double check things, kids. Versus Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair. Dakota Kai versus Rhea Ripley. Serena Deeb versus Santana Garrett. And Lacey Evans versus Toni Storm. Now, we're going to go back to the top. Abby Lath versus Marty Bell. This one's a little up for grabs, but I think they're going to go with the one that they've featured the most in Marty Bell. So, yeah. Good job to Marty Bell. Got through a veteran. You know, Rachel Evers is probably a veteran too, but I have no idea. Kaylee Ray versus Mercedes Martinez. I think this one is real difficult to call, but like I said, before the kind of format that I'm gonna follow is who has been featured more, or who has been who is signed. And Mercedes Martinez has definitely been featured more, but I'm gonna go with the signee, and it's gonna be an upset, but it's not really an upset because she signed, and I'm gonna go with Kaylee Ray. And then next you have Reina Gonzalez versus Candice LeRae. Once again, you have to go with the one who signed. So, and this little section is kind of the weakest section. This is the most unsure I am about anything. But like I said, Reina Gonzalez, she's the only one who's signed out of all of them. So, she's gonna be the one that's probably gonna go through. Shayna Baszler versus Sarah Logan. Once again, there's no way in hell Shayna Baszler is at least not making it to the Final Four. So, yeah. I spelled it wrong there. And I apologize, Shayna. I will fix that. There's no way they're not putting the former UFC star through. No way in hell. Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Kairi Sane. There you go. Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai. Once again, toss-up. But I'm a fan of Dakota Kai. So I would like to see her go through. And they probably aren't going to put her through. But I don't care. I want to see her face Kairi Sane, because I feel like that'd be an awesome match. Serena Deeb versus Santana Garrett. I think you go with Serena Deeb here. Santana Garrett is a sweetheart, but I think they're gonna have the former superstar make it through and then give a big push to someone who deserves it. And no offense to Toni Storm, she's not signed. Lacey Evans is. She's basically the female John Cena, so there's no way she is not getting past IMO. So yeah, so now you have your semifinal set. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is your freaking quarterfinals. I don't know why I said quarterfinals for the last. This is your quarterfinals. Marty Bell versus Kaylee Ray. Reina Gonzalez versus Shayna Baszler. Kairi Sane versus Dakota Kai. And Serena Deeb versus Lacey Evans. Now, we're going to jump up to the top. And I don't know. This one is tough, but I think they're going to give the edge to the veteran in Kaylee Ray. And so, the hardcore star goes through. Reina Gonzalez versus Shayna Baszler. I am confident Shayna Baszler is gonna face Kaylee Ray. I'm pretty confident. Like I said, I'm fairly confident that whoever wins the Kaylee Ray Mercedes Martinez match is gonna end up facing Shayna Baszler. 'Cause there is no way they're not putting the former UFC star through to at least the semis. Kairi Sane versus Dakota Kai, like I said, pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, Dakota Kai. Kairi Sane is going to be going really far. Kairi Sane goes through past Dakota Kai. Serena Deeb, Lacey Evans is gonna scoop another upset. Like I said, oh wait, I just put Serena Deeb. LOL. Lacey Evans. I think it's a pretty strong bet that they're gonna put the former Marine through, and they're gonna put the former UFC champ through. I think, and like I said, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that Kairi is gonna go through. So you have two that are like, if this was based on like ranking, you have numbers 4 and 3 making it all the way through. Because if this was based on a ranking, Jazzy Gabbert would be first, and then Toni Storm would be second. If that, if you followed the path of your typical tournament, that like you earn your spot and it's not randomly organized. I'm rambling now. Forgive me. Kaylee Ray versus Shayna Baszler. I think this is where Shayna gets upset. I don't think they're gonna push the UFC person through to the final, because if they do, then they kind of back themselves in a corner and have to have them be the winner. And so yeah, Kaylee Ray, and then I want to say Kairi Sane goes through, but from what I don't know her personally, and I don't know what it is, but just the way from her packaging, it seems like her English is is very limited, and if they have someone with limited English versus a former Marine, I think you know the answer to that one. It's the WWE. Lacey Evans, all the way to the finals. It's gonna be a big push there. I think Lacey Evans is gonna be, getting a lot of screen time in the future as like the next person that they really put a lot of effort and time to in NXT. But with that being said, I think she's gonna fall short, and I think our rivals across the pond are gonna come away with the win. And this could be me just fantasy booking. There are plenty of people that I like, their packaging or their look, etc. Like I said, I'm probably putting Dakota Kai too far ahead because they're kind of, the way she's kind of, I don't know if it's intentional, but the way they're kind of booking her is very childish, almost. And I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. This could be me fantasy booking, and I'm not taking anything away from any of these competitors, because I'm sure they are all wonderful, just purely wonderful. I will say this: I am a little upset that the Bea Priestley, aka Will Ospreay's girlfriend, is not a part of this tournament, because I think she's really good. But I understand there are hundreds and hundreds of women out there that are good wrestlers. I'm a little surprised they didn't bring back Gail Kim. That would be awesome, but I think if they brought back Gail Kim, she would just flatten the rest of the competition. But yeah, you can leave in the comments what you thought, if you think someone is going to win or not. Like I said, I would have probably Kairi Sane go all the way through, just because I've seen what she does. She has the best elbow drop in all of wrestling, and I think they're gonna go with the Marine, in that match. I honestly think WWE is gonna have the former Marine go really far, and if she doesn't, I personally think it's because she loses to Toni Storm, and then Toni Storm goes up through, and it's Kaylee Ray versus Toni Storm, and that's I think that's a pretty easy outcome, because Kaylee Ray is signed. I think it's going to be the final two are going to be people who are for sure signed to the WWE, and I think basically what's going to happen is whoever wins this is going to get a big push. Casey, wow, I just combined the winner and the runner-up. If Lacey Evans is already on TV, they're gonna, I think, she's already on NXT. I think they're gonna give her a push. Whoever wins this is going to start being a big factor on NXT. Not saying that Lacey Evans won't be. It's just that she's already on TV, and they have so many people in this that are in developmental or that just signed. Like I said, Cynthia again, like Piper Niven is training in the Performance Center. Taynara Conti, apparently Zeta is only training, even though I could have sworn I saw a couple of NXT matches with her. Sarah Logan has, she's on TV. Kaylee Ray, I know, has been training for a little bit, because she went from an indie promotion that I watched, and then I heard from somewhere that she signed, and she's been like not on any indie wrestling promotion that I can recall for like the longest time. Same with Piper Niven and Abby Lath. They're just training. Kairi Sane, I can assure you, literally just signed. And Dakota Kai pretty much also literally just signed. Which is why, I think it's likely that they go through. So, like I said, I'm going to quit rambling. I want to thank you guys for watching, and this is a long video, but the podcast, so see you guys later. Like I said, if you disagree with the results, you can just put them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. See you in the next episode.